Hi, everybody. It's Dina Mitchell again, here with another conversation about our book that's coming out on February 22nd. It's called Scars to Stars, and it is 20 personal stories about overcoming adversity. And I have Jeremy or JD Leisky here with me to talk about his chapter. So, Jeremy, will you tell us a little bit about what your chapter's about?
Yeah, it's really about a very low point in my life where I was just going through a lot of struggles, and frankly, I'd lost my family, I'd lost everything that I had, and was about to lose my home, and I just at that point I was really looking at ending it all. It was just a big option for me, and I was just tired. It wasn't that I was tired of life. I was just tired, and I felt alone, and so. It's about that point in my life, and then a revelation that came to me that completely changed my life. So I don't want to know if I should go too much into it because we want people to read it, and I don't want to just give the whole narrative of that.
Yeah, and I will have to say that Jeremy's story is definitely one like no one else's, and it is very unique and it is very um, riddled with challenges. And I think it inspires me, and I've been in that place too. And it's that's the whole point of us doing this project is to meet people at that low place and try to show them how we got out of it and how we overcame it, and maybe it relates to something that could help you. And so that's the whole purpose of this project. And it will, um, all the proceeds will go to the Realize Foundation, which is about suicide prevention. And you can read more about that on our social media or our website. And we'll give you all that information. But Jeremy, will you also talk a little bit about the process of writing this chapter and what it did for you, if it helped you heal from something or grow in some way, or if it's just being part of the project with all the other authors, or like what was the experience like for you?
Yeah, it's. I'm going to tell you, it was new for me. I've done a lot of podcasts. I've done radio shows. I've done different things, which is in my description, but I've never really written down what was going on. So to me, and Dina knows this, when we first started the project, I'm like, oh, it's just going to take me a few seconds. No big deal. I mean, I already know my story. And then when I actually started typing or put pen to paper, as they say, all of a sudden it just made me really go back and reflect a little bit deeper. I had that time and the pauses in between, and I'm just going, I want to describe this a little bit more. And then because I'm not a writer, all of a sudden I'm crossing things out, rewriting things. So it took me a lot longer than I ever anticipated. And yeah, again, even when I when I do my videos and I speak and I do all these other things, it doesn't take long, just a few minutes, and I go in and I hash it and then I'm out. When I'm writing this, I have to really think a long time on it. It takes a while, and now I'm rehashing all these emotions, and really now I'm in this area, and it really makes me go deeper doing it. So I'm very thankful for doing that, being a part of this project, because it really pushed me a little bit more. And I'm going to tell you, it's not easy for me each time to share my story. People see me and they go, "Oh, it's so easy for you." It's still difficult. I'm sharing my innermost thoughts, my deepest emotions, my most vulnerable times in my life with people. And no matter how many times I've done that, it's difficult each time, and it takes me out of my comfort zone, and it pushes me further and further. And so again, I'm very thankful for a project like this to make me come out of my comfort zone and push me further on this. And I know with the other stories that I've read on here, I'm just excited, and I know that this is going to change some lives. And I'm really hoping that when you hear this message, even if you're not going through something, if you know somebody that is, please get this book in their hands, because there's a lot of people with very, very amazing stories that will change a lot of lives. So very cool.
Thank you, Jeremy. I think that that the reason you're saying that it was difficult for you is exactly what will change lives and what will help others through something they're going through. Um, and what if you're listening to this, you may or may not know that, I survived a suicide attempt and didn't speak about it for 23 years. And so this is kind of the first time I've put it in writing as well, even though I don't share my full story in this book. I just write the foreword, but it's it's us being vulnerable and authentic, with our own low points, that will help others know they're not alone. It will help them understand that other people have been where they are, maybe not exactly in the same place, but similar, and how we came out of it and what helped us, and maybe it will help them in some way, and maybe they will even want to write their story in our next book. So we're excited about this project. I've been thinking about this for, I don't know, almost 2 years now, and I'm super excited that it's finally happening. And on February 22nd, we're going to have an event, a virtual event, for the book launch, and it'll be it's an Eventbrite link that I will put below this video, and I'll also share our foundation link so you can check that out as well. And that's where your money that buys the book will go to helping save other people from suicide. So, Jeremy, do you have any final words?
Yeah, absolutely. You whenever you give me a stage, I'm ready to take it. Of course, absolutely. Uh, no, it you really touched on it right there. Is that a lot of people think that they're alone. I can share something because it's not in the book, so it's great. When I used to do some public speaking, I would get up there and I'd ask people to close their eyes, and I'd ask a series of questions. Have you ever been bullied? Have you? And I got to one of the questions, and it's about the third question is, have you ever thought about committing suicide? And I'd have people with their eyes closed raise their hands and keep them up when it came to that. And I'd ask a few more questions, but by that third question, it was amazing. Almost every single person in that room would have their hands up. And it was, from my perspective, when I see a lot of hands go up when I say, hey, have you ever thought about committing suicide? And all these hands that went up, we think we're alone. And when we do that, our mind tricks us and then we isolate ourselves and we think that nobody can understand that. And instead of opening up and sharing, what we do is just hold it all in because we don't want people to judge us, to look at us differently. We're a lot of times, if we're a head of a household, different things, we're supposed to have it all together. And so we want to keep this facade and this image, and it actually destroys us when we do that. When we open up and share it, that's when the real healing begins. And we need to understand that, again, we are definitely not alone when it comes to this. And when all these people finally open their eyes, and I told them to open their eyes, and they look around the room and they'd see everybody with their hands up, they were in shock. What? All these people have gone through these things as well? Yeah. And, the journey, like you said, is not exactly the same with each one of us. We all have our own unique stories, but it's absolutely amazing what we have. We've all been through that journey of loss and sadness and depression and all these other things. Even people that you think have it all together, the star athletes, all these other things. Man, a lot of times those people are even more messed up than you could even possibly imagine. And they just look that way and they're afraid to open it up. And so that's why this book is awesome. This is why this project that you're doing is awesome. And it's amazing each and every one of, again, the authors that have come on here and open up and shared. So please definitely either read this or get into the hands of somebody else, because I guarantee you this is going to change some lives.
That is so true. I don't know if you've seen, I just watched the other night, there's a new show called Weight of Gold that Michael Phelps and a bunch of other Olympians did, and I think it's on Netflix or HBO Max or something. But it is really eye-opening to see, the Olympians who have struggled with depression and suicide, and we look up to them like they're this amazing, incredible human being that can do all these things, and they're going through the same things we are. So it's it's eye-opening when people are vulnerable and share the truth about what's going on. So I
Absolutely.
am confirming everything you just said. But thank you. So I'm going to put up a graphic and take us out of the feed in a second so you can see the information about the book launch and the cover. And I will add the Eventbrite link under this post as soon as the video processes. And we hope to see you there. We hope you sign up. It's a free event. It'll be February 22nd at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we hope to see you there.
Absolutely. Look forward to seeing you guys.